WHCS Channel 29 presents Peninsula District Girls Basketball. The Bethel Bruins and the Phoebus Phantoms. From the Den on the campus of Bethel High School, this is Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble. Welcome to tonight's coverage of the girls' game between the undefeated Phoebus Phantoms and the Bethel Bruins. And Bob, on paper, this looks like a terrible mismatch.
Well, Tim, it really is. I was talking to Mike Talon this week, and I said, well, how do you get your girls up to play teams that you know that you can just kind of run over? And he says, it's really hard. He said, the best competition we get defensively is from our second unit. They can't score well. You look at the Peninsula District and you can see about 3 levels, and then you see Phoebus above everybody else. The only team that can give them any go at all is the Menchville Monarchs, and they've been beaten by them. They beat them 3 times already this year.
This is our first chance to see the Phoebus girls. We saw Bethel girls play a couple of weeks ago, and the Phoebus girls, of course, their unit from last year is almost totally, if not totally intact. At least they're starting 5 in.
Well, they've got the big gal they got in the middle is really rebounding and shooting much better for them, so this is really nice what Mike Talon likes. Tim, they've been mentioned in the USA Today. Lake Braddock, who everybody that has seen Phoebus and Lake Braddock says Phoebus is heads and shoulders above them, is ranked 14th in the USA Today girls team. So we'll get the starting lineups here. You can see there on the screen, we got Nikki Reed, guard 5'3", a senior. Tammy Boggs is a forward at 5'8". She's also a senior. And that's Tammy there. Then you got Juanita Cook, who's a forward, 5'8", junior. Athena Johnson is a guard, 5'6", senior. And Monica Hart is at center at 6'2", and she is also a senior. So we have 4 seniors and 1 junior on that starting lineup for the Phantoms. But like you said, Tim, this is a seasoned group. They just don't feel like they're getting pushed in competition, and he feels that may hurt them when they get into the regionals, into the state.
Now we're having the introduction of the Lady Bruins, and the first lady out on the court is Rosalind Pitts, number 43. This is Marlita Edwards. And this is Marlita Edwards now coming out of the court. Unfortunately, the girls have their warm-up jerseys on, and we're not totally certain.
Well, we haven't seen them that many times to recognize them by their looks. We get them by the numbers. That's a little easier for us.
At any rate, there you see the other names. Maishi Smith, who she was the instrumental part in the Lady Bruins attack last time we saw them.
And that was against the Denby Patriots here at the Den.
Our officials today, Betty Lewis is the lady you see coming towards you with the basketball, and the other official is Mike Tucci.
We gave him a hard time when he did the boys game last week.
Paleface.
I did, because I thought he called a terrible game. But I told him, you're the one. You notice how I did that, right?
I know how you did that. Coaching staffs. Who we got on the coaching staff?
Okay.
Mike Talon over there at Phoebus.
And for the girls, we got Jessie Pope as the head coach. She's assisted by Alvis Lewis, Pamela Walker, and Kirby Ely, who was a former Bethel Bruin, played under me when I was over here at Bethel High School.
Bethel 3-8, 4-10. And they control the tap as the undefeated Phoebus Phantoms will go on defense. They're 10-0, 15-0 overall. Rebound comes off for the Bruins, and then Monica Hart has it, and she travels.
She was given a little help that time. She was pushed a little. She's got a real heavy brace on her left leg, Tim, and that does slow her down a little bit. But you'll see a lot of pressure from this Phoebus girls. They will pressure the ball all over the court, and they're very aggressive and play an up-tempo game all the time, as do the Bruins for the most part.
This is Christy Taylor. Her shot is too long, and back come the Phantoms.
And we got a 3-on-2. Right on in and missed the layup.
And a whistle underneath.
Actually, that was a 3-on-1 break, Tim. They should have ended up with a layup on that. And Mike Talon thinks that they're playing ragged because they're not being challenged and pushed to their limit at all. And that, of course, keeping the mental awareness up is probably the hardest thing for them to do.
Double team pressure, the ball is stolen. The Phantoms in for Nikki Reed, and her shot is short. So the Phantoms come out a little cold, and back come the Bruins. No score, just underway, 8-minute quarters, 4 of them here in high school basketball. Close shot inside is rebounded by Monica Hart. This is Tammy Boggs. Tammy will pull up from 12 off the glass, too strong, and it goes out of bounds, last touched by one of the Bruins.
Boy, they are really ragged, Tim. I mean, the two shots that they missed under the basket early, one was a layup and one was just, you know, maybe a 1 or 2 footer, and then Tammy shot a brick off of that backboard.
We've got a timeout. Let's watch and listen to the Bethel cheerleaders.
Turnaround jumper, no good, and the Patriots come out with it. So the Crabbers had a couple of good opportunities, but don't come away with any basket. And the Patriots leading 4-2 have the ball.
That really hurts. Coach hates to see a shot within 2 to 3 foot of that basket. You're not getting any points, and he shot a couple of them down and didn't get any at all.
Alice Streetman drove the baseline.
We get some unique shots. We've got young Sam standing up. He's about 25 feet ahead above everybody else over there. So
that's his shot there, looking into the Phoebus bench. The Phantoms 15-0 overall. There you go. There's young Sam putting his life on the line.
Well, you see he's got 1 foot like it's curled around holding him on there. I told him earlier, don't jump. He said, don't worry.
Inbounds pass controlled by the Phantoms.
One thing that Mike Talon said, Tim, was that all the teams that play him play better. That, you know, they play harder against Phoebus than they probably would play against another team.
Well, you know, that always is going to be the case.
True, you're going to get up for a good team, and it raises your skill level too. And the Bruins are not a shabby team.
Stolen by Nikki Reed. Got a 2-on-1. Reed on the right-hand side takes the shot, has it blocked, and then the ball is lost out of bounds. It should belong to Phoebus.
Well, that shot was blocked twice. Blocked, she got it back, and was blocked again.
6:15 to go in the first. We still have no score. Tammy Boggs gets the inbounds pass. Underneath, put it off the glass. It's no good. Rebounded, and a foul again called. This one going to the hoop was Keisha Reese, and she was fouled. Foul is going to be charged to Rosalind Pitts. That's her first. And it'll be a shooting foul. 2 shots forthcoming for Keisha Reese, who replaced, there we see the instant replay. Got a little color problem there for a moment. And our first scoring of the evening.
And who'd she come in for, Tim?
She came in for Juanita Cook. Juanita is sitting on the bench over there. And she is perfect from the free throw line, and they lead 2-0. Inbounding will be Marlita Edwards. You may recall, if you saw the last time we covered the Bethel ladies, Marlita Edwards got in foul trouble early and didn't play much of the game. From 16, an off-balance shot put up, no good. Rebound off the glass, too strong. Another rebound and a foul.
Oh, that's what the Bruins game plan is, Tim, is to hit those boards hard. All 5 of the Lady Bruins were rebounded. There was nobody back. So if the Phantoms would have gotten the rebound, there would have been a fast break and would have probably ended up with a layup. So they're gambling a little bit there, trying to get their own missed shot and put it back up.
Anna Incormenius will have 2 shots. Keisha Reese was charged with the foul. And the first is good. 2-1. Phoebus, 5:54 left here in the first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you from Bethel High School. This game played January 27th, Friday night.
And I'm not sure of the time yet.
And she is perfect from the free throw line. And we're tied at 2.
And the Bruins are putting on a press of their own, Tim. They're making the Phantoms work a little getting that ball up the court.
In for Reese, she's double teamed. Kicks it back, Reed to Boggs. Boggs fakes, gives to Nikki Reed. The Phantoms move the ball around nicely. Nikki Reed has it knocked away, but gets it back. In for the big girl.
Oh, nice pass in the interior, Tim.
So big 6'2" Monica Hart gets the first bucket of the ball game, and it's 4-2 Phoebus.
And that would show you some patience that this Phoebus team has. They've got some good scores, Tim. They got 3 or 4 gals averaging double figures, but they were real patient.
Pass was tipped, and they'll say, well,
that was a bad call.
He missed the call.
Yeah, he did. It was tipped by a girl. Nikki Reed never got a hand on it.
Officials proving they are human. It looked like it was tipped by a Bethel Bruin, and it went out of bounds, but they'll give it to the Lady Bruins. Christy Taylor double teamed, and she loses it out of bounds.
And they will put pressure on Christy Taylor all night long. We saw that last time we was down here at the Den when the Lady Patriots did that, and Phoebus does the same thing. They're going to really make Christy work.
Reed to Johnson to Boggs at the baseline. She'll shoot from 16. He got it. She got it.
She has got a nice, sweet touch on that ball, Tim. That's why I was real surprised about that brick she had threw up there earlier.
Everybody's entitled. 6-2 Phoebus pressuring the ball. They finally break the press, Bethel does. Drive the lane, put it up, yes.
Oh, nice shot.
Marlena Edwards with a nice soft touch, and it's 6-4. A little more than 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Double team Tammy Boggs and a whistle. And they're going to say that Marlena Edwards got a little more of Tammy Boggs than she should have.
And she was not happy with that call, Tim.
Looked like a pretty good call. She got her over the body.
But I think she had fouled her a couple times before that and figured, well, that one wasn't any worse than the other one. Why didn't you call it on the other one?
Edwards will come out, and in her place will be Gwen Staples, number 10. It's a player control foul. Neither team in the bonus situation. 6-4, Phoebus with the ball and the lead. Pass thrown away. Tammy Boggs had to be 7'3" to play that ball. So neither team has shown great flashes of consistency here during the first quarter. Bethel will inbounds. Christy Taylor gets the pass. Again, double teamed, now triple teamed, and throws it away, but they'll say that Phoebus last touched it.
That was a good call, Tim. That's Betty Lewis, the official there. She was right on the spot, and she could see that one of the Phoebus Phantoms hit the ball.
Intercepted by Juanita Cook, who's just come back in. She gets the pass on the give and go. She puts it in.
That was a nice give and go, because the normal person would have taken that shot. And Tammy looked for the gal going inside.
8-4, Phoebus. Marlena Edwards back in the game, throws up an air ball. Quickly down the court, Tammy Boggs all alone. She's hammered, and I mean hammered.
Well, she was taken out, Tim. I don't know if we got that on replay or not. I hope Joe did.
Naoshi Stith made sure that Tammy...
She's going to make those 2 points. She's going to get them on the foul line.
Timeout called with 3:17 remaining. And let's get a chance to watch the Phoebus cheerleaders do their works.
Pretty tough ball there. The referee, Mr. Lewis, I believe it is.
No,
that's Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis was kind enough to help break her fall when she was falling.
But he did something what he shouldn't have done. Is he stopped the clock for her, and Hampton had the ball. Hampton had an advantage of a 5-on-4, and the official can't stop the clock.
Timeout almost over with here, 3:17 to go. The reason I wanted to give a chance for these cheerleaders, you know, these girls work hard all the time, and we don't very often get a chance to just key in on
right.
them. So
well,
I figured we might as well
AG's going to talk to them, but we want to see them in action a little bit. But you're right, Tim. They start like this when the football practice starts, you know, 2 or 3 weeks before school. They're out practicing every day and getting their routines down. So you're right. They put on a lot of time and effort, and it's good to take time and notice them.
8-4, Phoebus on top. Tammy Boggs goes to the free throw line. She's got 2 points on 1 basket. And she's good on the first. This team is loaded. Phoebus, you know, if you had just one of these girls on your team, you'd be happy. But to have 5 starters of the caliber that Phoebus has. No good on the second. And it's a 5-point lead for Phoebus. Christy Taylor will put it up. It's in and out. 2 Phantoms battle for it momentarily. Monica Hart has it knocked away. And then it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Phoebus.
Oh, they were all over Monica Hart trying to get that ball out, and she may have been given a little bit of help.
Bethel looking at a zone right now. Christy Taylor kicks it back for Stiff. She's guarded by Nikki Reed. Marlena Edwards throws up another air ball, but her teammates underneath, she had it momentarily, and then a whistle and a foul.
It looks like it's being called on number 32 of the Bruins, Tim.
And that would be number 32 is Ana Incorminas. That's her first personal foul. And again, that is the 4th team foul. After this foul, Phoebus will be shooting the bonus. Excuse me, after the next foul is what I'm trying to say. And we've got a traveling call. So on the next foul committed by Bethel, Phoebus will get at least the 1-and-1. 2:33 left here in the first quarter. 9-4 in favor of the heavily favored Phoebus Phantoms. Marlena Edwards lost it out of bounds.
That was a difficult pass, Tim. But the Lady Bruins are coming right out and they're double teaming the ball every chance they get.
Nikki Reed spots Juanita Cook underneath the basket. She puts it up. It doesn't go, but we've got a foul called. This will be charged to Rosalind Pitts. That'll be her second. And that is the bonus situation now for Phoebus. They'll be shooting at least 1-and-1 from this point out through the rest of the first half. At the free throw line, Juanita Cook. She's got 2 points on a basket, and she gets the first. I don't want to jinx anybody, but Phoebus looks like a good free throw shooting team.
Well, they are. If you know Mike Talon, he's very tough on fundamentals, and he really works on their shooting and the rebounding and just the basic fundamentals, and they are a good shooting team. I don't know what their percentages are as a team, but they are excellent fundamentally.
And of course, as I said that, Juanita Cook missed the second shot, but she looked good in doing it. Traveling call.
That's what I like about you, Tim. That was good.
Traveling call gives the ball back to Phoebus. 1:55 left in the first half, 10-4. Johnson across the timeline, and we've got a blocking foul. And this will be foul number 3. Excuse me, 2 on Ana Incorminas.
They've changed zones too, Tim, since the
Coming in the ball game is Patricia Russell, number 35, and she'll replace Incorminas. And again at the free throw line, the Phantoms represented by Athena Johnson, who's looking for her first point of the night. There you see a good shot of Miss Johnson. And she'll get the bonus.
Double dribble, and Nessa Jones stopped her dribble and then resumed it. Of course, that's a no-no.
I was talking with our director, Scotty Bowers, just before the game, and He and A.G. Womble and I were discussing strategy, and someone came up from behind me and put a stranglehold on me, and it could only be one person. Kozlowski. Killer Kozlowski. Athletic director, football coach here at Bethel High School, a real nice gentleman. 12-4, Phoebus by 8. And they will get the ball back as Marnita Edwards bounced it out of bounds off her foot. Here you see Nikki Reed, number 10, inbounding to Athena Johnson, number 25. Monica Hart, Juanita Cook, and Tammy Boggs round out the 5 for the Phantoms. Air ball thrown up by Nikki. She's not seemingly on her game tonight. She has not looked sharp.
No, she isn't, Tim, but she's more effective when she penetrates and dishes out anyway, but it's hard to do that against a zone. And Bethel was playing a zone that time.
This is Mayoshi Stiff with the ball, guarded closely by Johnson. Gives off to Christy Taylor, who's guarded by Boggs. Taylor back to Mayoshi Stiff. Stiff will put it up on the baseline. It comes off the glass, no good, and back come the Phantoms. Behind the back dribble, down the court for Tammy Boggs. She holds up and then has it blocked nicely. Good defensive effort by Mayoshi Stiff.
It really was, Tim. That was a real great move out here at half court with the behind the back dribble to get out of pressure, pass it off to Tammy. Tammy faked the first one, but the second one came down and blocked the shot out of bounds.
Having a little difficulty with our instant replay tonight. We apologize for that, and hopefully we'll get that little bug ironed out. Inside of a minute now, 47 seconds to go, 12-4, Phoebus. Boggs from the free throw line throws it down on the baseline to Monica Hart. Kick it back for Johnson, fakes, shoots, a whistle, and the shot does not go.
And she's fouled by Taylor, Christy Taylor.
That'll be Taylor's first, and it'll be a two-shot foul for Johnson.
The Phantoms move the ball around. They're a very unselfish team, and they all can score pretty well, Tim, and that's what makes them an excellent team, but a tough team to defend against because you can't put your pressure on. You couldn't play a box and one or something, put pressure on one particular ball player because they all are good scorers.
Athena Johnson misses the first. And she gets the second. She has 3 points. And it's a 9-point lead. Bruins have not scored in about 4 minutes.
Well, they haven't taken but just 2 or 3 shots either, Tim. The Phantoms have been real tough on their defense.
Stiff gets her own rebound, puts it in, and she's fouled. So Stiff gets her first basket of the ball game, and she's fouled by Monica Hart. That's Monica's first foul. And stepping to the free throw line with a chance to complete the three-point play, Mayoshi Stiff. There you see a real good shot from our high above shot there.
See, some people have these over the head, we have high and above.
There you go, and she completes the three-point play and makes it a 6-point lead, 13-7. From the corner, and a whistle underneath. This foul is going to be charged to number 35 of the Bruins, and that is Patricia Russell's first personal foul. Phoebus has been in a bonus situation now for the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. Monica Hart is going to come out of the ball game, and she'll be replaced by Sivanka Chapman, number 14. 13 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 2 shots coming. And the first of 2 for Keisha Reese. She's 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And she's now 3 out of 4. So Phoebus has doubled the score on Bethel, 14-7. Christy Taylor, 5 seconds left inside. Ball is loose on the floor, and the whistles, or the buzzer sounds just as the scramble for the ball ensued. And that'll be the end of your first quarter, 14-7. Phoebus didn't exactly dominate play.
No, they didn't, Tim. they'll look a little ragged. They missed the first three shots that they took, and we got AG standing over there with Killer Kozlowski. Yeah,
right. Killer Kozlowski, that's what they call you, Koz. Koz, a few people expected a blowout tonight, but 14-7 is pretty close at this point.
Well, the Lady Bruins are doing a very good job hustling for the ball, and their defense is really concentrating inside, forcing Phoebus to take those outside shots, and I think that's what's helping them on the scoreboard.
Koz, let's talk football just a moment. Year after year, you have a lot of guys that advance up to the scholarship level at college. How many this year going?
Well, we think we're going to be very fortunate. We may send as many as 10 young men away on scholarships, and we will probably send about 4 or 5 to major universities. And a lot of our kids have narrowed them down to 2. Marcus Washington is down to North Carolina and the University of Virginia. Todd Kelly's down to Tennessee, North Carolina. Lenny Bird is down to Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. And another young man is down to Minnesota and West Point.
All right, guys, doing a great job getting those guys those scholarships, and good luck to you the rest of the year as AD here.
Thank you.
All right, Tim.
Thank you, AG. Thank you, Dennis Killer Kozlowski. Back come the Lady Bruins. You know, this Phoebus team, we're talking about this, they have 4 starters averaging more, at least double figures.
Well, I said 3 because I wasn't sure, Tim, but and he probably has 2 or 3 that are even close to double figures because he's got a strong bench. He can come off the bench and do bring people in and not lose a whole lot.
Player control foul against Phoebus. 14-7. Second quarter just underway from Bethel High School. And lost out of bounds, it belongs to Phoebus.
Now the Bruins are dropping back into their half-court defense, and I'm a little surprised at that because they were really causing Phoebus some problems getting the ball up the court.
Reed chases down the pass. Boggs will pull up and shoot from 16, and she hits it.
She got the roll that time, Tim. Nice touch on that ball.
5 points for Tammy Boggs. Coming into the game, Tammy was averaging 12.5 points per game. And lost out of bounds. It should belong to Phoebus.
Yeah, but that's not the call.
Oh, I've watched the Bethel girl hit that ball out of bounds right here in front of me. So our officials are 1-1. Each of them has blown at least one that I'm aware of. Monica Hart steps in front of the pass. Boggs trying to put a move on Christy Taylor, kicks it back to Nikki Reed, back to Boggs. Now Reed will shoot, flat-footed, no good. And it comes off for Christy Taylor.
That was just basically a set shot, Tim. It was.
Looked like the old 2-hand set shot.
Yeah. But she didn't get.
Hop there.
But she didn't get a whole lot of leg into it. So
we'll see the replay of that.
This is Tammy's shot that she made, Tim, and you can see the bounce. Hits on the front of the rim, kisses the glass, and goes right in. That was good, nice pass. So Nikki got the assist on that.
Marlita Edwards will trigger, and it's intercepted. Boggs is fouled by Edwards.
Well, he didn't call it the first.
No, it took him a second. He'd had to whistle, kind of lodged wrong in his mouth or something. No question.
You're being kind, Tim.
Well, there's no question. I mean, she almost tore her arm off, so I guess you could figure that was a foul.
And there's a good shot of Big Al Lewis and Coach Jesse Pope sitting on a bench.
Tammy Boggs goes to the free throw line. She has 5 points so far on 2 baskets and 1 free throw. No good on this one. This is Gwen Staples being double teamed in the backcourt. Has it picked off. Tammy Boggs on the receiving end, puts it off the glass and in.
They move quick after they steal the ball to get in scoring position. Phoebus does a lot of scoring off of their defense.
There you see a good shot, a nice wide shot showing you the defense that Phoebus is employing. Staples has it knocked away, and then it's lost out of bounds. She kind of gave up on the ball.
Yeah, she did, Tim. She just really said, eh.
Someone knocked it away from her, and she just kind of let it go. I think she needs a rest. She is coming out right now. She and Marlita Edwards both will get a breather, and we'll have a couple of new names and faces in there for Bethel. We'll pick those up for you in just a moment. This is Boggs from the corner. She's getting warmed up. That's 4 baskets and a free throw, 9 points for Tammy Boggs. And it's 20-7. 6 straight points here in the second quarter, unanswered points. And a foul on Phoebus. That's Athena Johnson. That's her first. Looked like a pretty good block.
Yeah, it did that, Tim. That puts Nina Rose on the foul line. She's got 2 shots. I remember last time we was here, Tim, if you can remember, the official started the game before the Denby girls got on the court, and the Bruins got a free basket out of it. And there was a lot of controversy about that. After the game, one of the coaches went up and said there should have been 5 technicals, and the scorer said, why? And he says, because none of the girls reported in, which is true. They just all ran right on the court, if you remember,
that's right.
Tim.
They sure did.
And that would have been 10 free throws, 5 technicals, and the ball. Could have put Bethel right back in that game quick.
They took our whole table with them when they went. It's a mess. You can imagine all of this going crashing to the floor. You're talking about thousands of dollars in the 8 seconds.
So Nia Rose is 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It belongs to Phoebus.
Now they're dropping back into their half-court defense again, and maybe they're taking a little breather or something, Tim, because they're and there goes Killer Kozlowski as we speak.
I'm looking over at the Hampton bench, and
Uh-oh.
Ivy Knight just threw her hands over her head.
Nice pass inside, but boy, she is trapped up in that zone, just collapsed right on there. Made it a jump ball, which means it goes over to the Bruins. You gonna let me see what he wrote?
I'm not sure what it means, but I don't think I want to know. 20-7. Bethel with the ball. In for Rose. She's guarded by Monica Hart. Turnaround jumper in. So Rose gets in the score column, and it's 20-9. Underneath, Juanita Cook, no good. And Nia Rose emphatically rebounds.
And she had Cook on her back and no whistle.
Marlena Edwards thinks twice about a three-pointer, and then she travels.
Now that was a good call. She did. She took a little step before she took off.
I figured out what he wrote now.
Okay, well, tell me when we get a break.
Tell you off the air.
That's what I'm talking about.
4:44 remaining here in the first half. Tammy Boggs will fire, and she is warming up. You don't want that to happen if you're Bethel.
You sure don't.
That's 11 points now for Boggs. She trips up. Marlena Edwards, and Tammy Boggs will be charged with the personal foul. That's her first.
But Tim, that's the kind of a foul as a coach you don't mind, because that's an aggressive foul where you're going after the ball. It wasn't a silly foul, a reach-in foul.
There you saw a replay of Tammy's last shot. She loves that baseline jumper.
Oh, she does that.
Remember that from last year. I never could hit that shot because I need a backboard to increase my chances. Marlena Edwards, her first free throw is no good, and she will not get the bonus. 22-9, and a bad pass from Boggs. Proving she, too, is human.
If she'd have looked on the other side of the court, she had somebody wide open that could have gone in for a layup. But again, that's the perspective that we have sitting here with nobody guarding us, too.
Between us, we got two good eyes, too.
There's a good shot with that overhead camera. You can really see the action.
This is Athena Johnson, and she travels.
She waited too long before she waited to pass that ball. She should have given the ball up as she was heading towards the foul line, and Tammy would have had a layup.
4 minutes remaining.
You can't wait too long, then the one defender can guard both of them.
Picked off by the Phantoms. Lead pass down court for Tammy Boggs. She wasn't in a position to make the catch, and Christy Taylor kind of screened her out after that. She decided to slow her down a bit. 3:43 remaining here in the first half, 22-9. Bethel trailing. They trailed 6-4. That's about as close as they have been. Christy Taylor's shot goes up, no good, and is lost out of bounds. Last touched by Rochelle Henderson of Bethel. Reed in for Johnson. Nita Johnson gives to Reed. She looks inside to Monica Hart, who's double teamed. Now kicks it in the corner for Boggs. Boggs gives to Hart. Hart turnaround jumper, no good. Juanita Cook rebounds, and she's fouled.
Well, that was a nice entry pass that Tammy Boggs did to Cook, Tim. That was really a nice pass, and Cook made a turnaround and just, not Cook, I'm sorry, that was Monica Hart that was the reception of that pass. And then Cook does a good job on the weak side defense rebounding.
She is the leading scorer on Phoebus's team. Cook averaging 14 points a game. She's at the free throw line. She has 3 points so far. She's 1 for 3 from the free throw line with that miss. Both teams in the bonus situation for the duration of the half. And Juanita Cook having a tough time from the free throw line, but the rebound comes off for Phoebus. Boggs' shot won't go. Rose rebounds for Bethel. Christy Taylor double teamed. Finally gets it inside, but then it's lost to Nikki Reed. Down for Boggs. Boggs will put it off the glass.
And that was a nice pass with her head up by Nikki Reed.
Reed will get the assist. Boggs the 2 points. 24-9. Again, good anticipation. Juanita Cook puts it off the glass nice and softly.
And that's that defense, Tim. That defense scored the last 4 points, and that's boom, boom, very quick. Bethel didn't even get the ball across the half court the first time and just did get it to half court when they turned it over the second time.
So Bethel only able to put 2 points on the board here in the second quarter. Watch the replay of that steal. There you saw good anticipation by Juanita Cook.
As you can see, she goes down. The Bethel girl goes right in front of her, and she just holds up enough and concentrates, keeps her head up to make that shot. That's a nice job, Slow-Mo Joe.
So in this quarter, it's been a 12-2 run by Phoebus.
And there's a shot of the Bethel bench, and I know they're trying to get something going offensively, but what they've got to do is break that press, get the ball over so they can set up and run their offense.
I want to take a moment and thank Terry Armour of the Daily Press for a plug today in the Daily Press. Friday morning edition, they had a little mention for us of some of our upcoming games. Reference to Channel 29's coverage. We enjoy hearing from you, the fans. If you'd like to give us a call at the school board during regular office hours, we'd love to hear from you. Your comments are always appreciated. 2:29 left. Christy Taylor pulls up and shoots, and Nikki Reed is fouled in the backcourt. This foul will be on Ana Incorminas, and that'll be her third.
Nia Rose will come right back in, Tim. She didn't get much of a blow.
That's Ivory Knight. She's talking. She got to get real close to it.
Nikki Reed at the free throw line. So Phoebus having a tough time at one end of the court in any event.
Yeah, they're not hitting the free throws as they have in the other games, and they're not as sharp, Tim. Of course, this has been a layoff. There has not been a game since last Friday. There was no games Tuesday this week because of the exam schedule.
Monica Hart's shot doesn't go. And back comes Mayoshi Stith. She gives to Christy Taylor. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Stith puts it up, off the glass, no good. Back come the Phantoms. Nikki Reed, and she looked like it was a good clean block. Looked like Marlena Edwards had everything hand on the ball.
I thought it was a clean block too, Tim.
She didn't get her with the body. She was not even close to her. So, nonetheless, at the free throw line, there you see.
Here's the replay of that, Tim. As you see Nikki going down.
Watch 30. Well, you won't see it there. 34 comes in. She gets nothing but ball. But of course, in the official's eye, and he was closer to the play than we are. Foul is called. Nikki Reed at the free throw line. Her team leading 26-9. Tammy Boggs comes in, and she'll replace Keisha Reese, who came in momentarily.
Boy, Nikki is really struggling at the foul line tonight.
And Nikki has a 10.8 per game average and has yet to score here in the first half. And she finally does get on the scoreboard. 1 out of 3 from the free throw line for Reed. 27-9, her team up by 18. Pass for Gwen Staples, and she took an extra step.
Yeah, she did, trying to stop. She did take an extra step.
Underneath, nice feed, and the shot doesn't go, but we've got another foul.
And it looks like to me it's on number 43, Rosalind Pitts. And that's who they called on, Tim Hunt. What's that on her?
That's her third.
That's her third. So the Bruins have 2 gals, 2 of the starters with 3 fouls apiece on them.
2 shots coming for Juanita Cook. She has 5 points in the game, and she misses the first of 2. Watch the replay here. Good pass underneath. There you saw the foul.
Right. I didn't see which one it was on, but I know the gal was trying to get in position to rebound.
And they continue to have a lid on the free throw bucket, but I'm sorry, I was writing that down. Who got the rebound?
That was Tammy Boggs got the rebound and put it right back in, Tim.
So Boggs having no problem scoring here in the first half.
And the Bruins can't even get the ball down and set up their offense right now. That's why they haven't scored, but well, they've scored, what, 2 points since this quarter, right?
That's right. 2 points is all they've scored in almost 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. Inside, Hart muscles her way up, and an offensive foul is called, so the basket will not count.
She was frustrated, Tim. She was double teamed, and then she turned into the basket and was triple teamed. And I know because of that, she felt like she was being fouled.
And Hart will come out now, and she'll be replaced by Chapman, Shavonka Chapman, number 14.
And then she did a little extracurricular and was hit with the technical.
Picked off by Nathina Johnson. Down for Tammy Boggs. Boggs pulls up off the glass, no good. Lost out of bounds, it belongs to Phoebus.
And Tim, the reason she lost that, missed that shot is she didn't know where she was when she caught the ball and went up in the air and came very close to getting the basket. And then she turns around and gets it anyway. But she is having a heck of a first half.
Points number 16 and 17 of the first half. Tammy Boggs, has outscored Bethel all by herself by 8 points. Aoshi Stith from 13 doesn't get the roll, and a foul underneath.
And that's on, is that on Stith?
I believe you're
31,
right.
Tim.
That's who it is.
Aoshi. She missed a shot, and she went real aggressive after the rebound, which is a good thing to do, but you you can't come down on the top of it. And here we see the replay. The pressure that the Bruins that the Phantoms put on the Bruins is just unbelievable. They're not set up, and here you can see the shot. She misses the shot. She goes in and comes right over the top of number 24 for the Phantoms. Juanita Cook.
Who's still having free throw problems. Good coverage there, fellas and ladies. That showed an excellent replay of how that whole play developed. And a foul.
And that may not have been a bad foul. They've not been that successful out on the foul line. But the Bruins are really racking up the fouls. And that could be a telltale thing in the second half. We got 19 seconds to go, Tim, and the Bruins haven't made but 2 points this second quarter. I was talking to Mike Talon, and they beat a good Granby team and held them scoreless for 2 quarters over there.
That is the 13th missed free throw here in the first half alone by Phoebus. Missed free throw. 14. So I have a feeling Mike Talon will have the ladies practicing free throws.
And they may have them practicing free throws when they come back out to start the second half.
I think I jinxed them earlier because I said they looked like a good free throw shooting team. They have real good form, all the necessities, and it's just not going in for them tonight.
Well, sometimes it's just the layoff and not being able to play. You get used to playing 2 games a week. You're playing on Tuesdays and Fridays, and sometimes it's hard to get your rhythm back. You know, they really looked bad the first 2 times they shot the ball. And then and Tammy was one of them. And then look what she has done since that time. Didn't take her long to get her rhythm back, did it, Tim?
Elsie Steph gets the first of her 2 free throws. And the second one is short. And yet another foul.
Oh, can't get that roll, Tim.
This one is charged to Chapman. That's her first. And at the free throw line is Rochelle Henderson with 2 shots. 12 seconds remaining here in the first half, 31-10.
She's tired of shooting about 4 times, so she's moving out there.
Phoebus by 21.
Crabber just can't get the ball to go in the basket.
Still 2 shots, Tim. There was a violation by one of the Phoebus Phantoms, so she's still shooting 2.
And another violation.
But this time it was on the shooter. With 12 seconds left, and the Bruins are putting a 1-2-2 full court trap on the Phantoms to try to stop them from getting off a last second shot.
Boggs gives to Reed at the buzzer. No. It would have countered had it gone.
Tammy got a little excited. She started shooting the ball before she got it.
So we've played our first half here. The undefeated Phantoms of Phoebus with 31. The Bethel Bruins with 10. We'll return with second half action. Yes, first of all, AG.
Before we leave here, we got 2 important people up here. Verona Reed and Rudy Reed. The last name might sound familiar to you, and your comments on the first half there, Verona.
Well, the girls came out a little bit slow, but they've sort of perked up, and they seem to be playing their game right now.
Rudy, what about this season for the Phantoms?
I think they have a real good shot at going to the state this year. They're a well-balanced team. Tammy shooting from the outside, real good inside game too. So they have a real good shot at the state this year.
Good coaching.
Real good coaching, exceptionally well.
Georgetown next year, 3 hours away. You'll be able to catch a few of those games up there.
Oh yeah, I've already told Nikki she just as well get used to seeing us up there because we're going to make quite a few trips.
Okay. Tim, Bob, 2 happy young people up there. Back to you.
All right, AG, thank you. And on that note, we will fade out and return with our first half statistics and the second half of action. But first, let's take a brief timeout. Back at the Den, halftime. There you see it, the score 31-10. For Bethel, the scoring should be easy for me to figure. 4 points for Stith, 2 points for Incorminus, 2 points for Edwards, and 2 points for Nia Rose. For the Phantoms.
Excuse me, Tim, we may have the same situation. We got 10 seconds before the ball's put in play, and the Phoebus Phantom girls are just coming back out. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
That's all right. They need to check in with the scorekeeper, too. They were led, Phoebus was, by Tammy Boggs with 17 points in the first half. Nikki Reed had 1 point, 3 points for Keisha Reese, 5 points for Juanita Cook, and 3 points for Athena Johnson, and 2 points for Monica Hart. And we are underway as the Bruins have the ball to start the second half. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you with the high school game of the week. Stiff has it rattle and come out, and a foul underneath.
And that looks like it's on Nia Rose, Tim, and that should be her second or third.
And that is, in fact, second personal foul. Bethel with a couple of people with 3. That Rosalind Pitts and Anna Incorminas have 3 each. Cook's shot doesn't go. Monica Hart puts it in.
Weak side rebounding is something hard to teach the kids, but a big percentage of their missed shots go off on the opposite side of the shooter, what they call a weak side.
Stiff hounded by Nikki Reed. Marlena Edwards shovels it up, and Monica Hart gets the rebound. Tammy Boggs back to Reed. Reed is fouled as she shoots.
And Nikki was telling her, you should have shot it. You had a good shot. That was a tough pass. She did a good job of hanging on to the tough pass from Tammy Boggs, but she will go to the foul line early, and that's 2 quick fouls against the Lady Bruins already.
And Nikki Reed now has 2 points in the ball game.
And there's a good shot of Nikki.
(34-10). Second shot coming for Nikki. And she's unable to convert that. But Tammy Boggs gets the rebound and gets 2.
And that's the second rebound from a missed shot, foul shot that Tammy has gotten and converted.
5-second violation.
And Mike Talon didn't bring him out until late, Tim, and they didn't get a chance to warm up, but I know he's told them he wants them to crank it up a notch defensively.
Cook's shot doesn't go. Rose with the rebound, but it's intercepted by Johnson. She shoves it off to Monica Hart, and then we have a foul inside.
And that's on Incorminas, number 32, Tim. And that's got to be 4 on her. If I remember from first half, she had 3 already.
You're absolutely right. 6:40 left here in the third. And I have to compliment Kaz here, the gourmet delight back there, the best Snickers bars I've had in a long time.
Well, how come you didn't end up with a hot dog?
Well, I didn't like the looks of them. I don't think.
But Kaz does a good job with the Snickers bar.
Oh, he makes great Snickers bar, but the green hot dogs just weren't that appealing.
They're early for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, that's what I was afraid. No, I'm teasing. The concession stands were most appetizing. I'm holding out for that steak you were talking about at halftime. Monica Hart misses the rim.
And missed it bad, Tim.
Monica Hart, 6'2", a senior. Comes into the game averaging about 12.2 points per game, and she misses both free throws.
And again, the Phantoms get the missed free throw and convert it, Tim.
I'm sorry, did you pick up who got it?
Yes, it was number 25. But it was,
Athena Johnson.
Yeah, I believe it was Athena Johnson. It was either Johnson or Cook.
And now Christy Taylor is called for her third personal foul. And the Bethel Bruins want to talk this over because things are getting a little out of hand. 28-point deficit. They trailed at halftime.
Well, maybe AG, if you sneak over there to the huddle there, and maybe you can listen in on what Mike Talon is talking to his girls about. Here we see the slow motion of that steal. by number 25. That was an excellent position, and that's what that press defense does, Tim. And we need to take our hands off to slow-mo Joe Lewis in the truck doing a good job on these slow motion. This is a little tougher to do than in football.
Well, especially when you got a hot dog in one hand and slow-mo in the other. I saw Joe heading back there with
No, it's a hot dog and a Dr. Pepper. I don't know what he's got. He may be using his feet with the slow-mo. I'm not sure. But he's doing a good job with it anyway.
Don't give him any extra credit. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 38-10 in favor of the Phantoms. They've got the ball. They have on the court right now Johnson and Reed, the guards. The forwards are Boggs and Cook. And this is Cook underneath with the bucket.
Nice pass by Nicky Reed. And by the way, Nicky Reed has signed and is going to go to Georgetown next year.
Rounding out that five for the Phantoms is Monica Hart at center. For the Lady Bruins, this is Taylor with the ball. And it's kicked away, no call. Whistle and a jump ball. The possession arrow pointing in favor of Phoebus.
Well, I tell you, my heart goes out to Christy Taylor. She was triple teamed in a corner and didn't have anywhere to go. And Tammy just did a little shuffle step and traveled before she got that shot off.
The rest of the Bruins on the court have Pitts, number 43, Rose, number 44, 34 is Edwards, Marlena Edwards, Chrissy Taylor, 21, and now Gwen Staples, number 10, comes in for the Bruins.
But the Lady Phantoms definitely have cracked it up a notch defensively.
Staples guarded by Johnson, and we have a foul. That'll be the first on Johnson. Player control foul. Still belongs to the Bruins.
That was a backcourt violation and they missed.
Nicky Reed anticipates and steals. 2-on-1. Boggs at the receiving end. Put it in.
They look for each other on those fast breaks, Tim.
21 points for Tammy. Gwen Staples brings it down. And then she travels.
He missed the travel down at the other end, and the Phoebus girls couldn't believe he didn't call that travel, but he got it that time.
Inside, Cook put it up, and a foul underneath.
And they're already in the bonus.
Yoshi Stith with her second personal foul. And as you mentioned, the bonus situation in effect for Phoebus for the rest of the ball game. So the rich get richer, 42-10. Phoebus by 32, and Bethel has yet to score here in the third quarter. Anita Cook, 2 free throws out of 8 attempts. She's missed 6 so far tonight. Christy Taylor will come out. In the ball game for Phoebus, taking her place.
Of course, he's not coming up with any excuses, but when you take 17%,
so Juanita Cook connects on 2 free throws.
Foul shots the first half, and so things like that will really hurt. And he says both of them are both very competitive teams. Minfield likes to win. Let's go down. They're very fast. They don't like to get a set offense. But the Minfield girls team, every one of them are coming back from last year. Every one of them played, so they've got years experience.
Bethel gets it across the timeline.
And there's Nicky Reed, and she's looking down to Tammy.
Boggs gets her own rebound, still can't put it in, but Monica Hart is fouled in the process of shooting.
It looked like 34. Let's see who Mike Tucci calls it on. Yes, 34 for the Bruins, Tim.
That's number 3 on Marlena Edwards. Check that, her 4th personal foul. So the Bruins are getting in more and more foul trouble.
Oh, I hear what they're going to do. Dust the floor one more time.
Here we can see the steal by Nikki and the subsequent pass to Tammy, and Tammy misses the little layup there, and I know she's right upset with it. Got her own rebound and missed it again.
While we were watching that replay, Monica Hart missed the first of her 2. And she is 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Stiff double team, puts it up, air ball. Back come the Phantoms. Tammy Boggs on the receiving end of the pass. And hustling to keep it in bounds.
Well, that's what Mike Talon wants. I don't care if it goes out of bounds or what, but they diving for the ball over there. And that's the kind of hustle he wanted and that he wasn't getting that first half. And I know that's why he was upset.
This team with a 34-point lead, you'd think they were up by 4.
Nikki Reed just got tripped and he called her for trouble. And I said, looked like a foul to me, and he tried to justify it.
Nia Rose's shot doesn't go. Back come the Phantoms. 4:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nikki Reed off the glass, no good. Nikki's having a tough night with the ball, and a traveling call.
I don't know.
Looked like 1st and 10 down there.
It was. A lot of things could be called, and that was not one of them, I would have thought.
Christy Taylor's shot is short. Cook with the rebound. All the way down court, Tammy Boggs will get the basket, and she's fouled.
And another assist from Nikki Reed, Tim. Nikki has got her head up all the time looking to pass that ball. What do you have unofficially for Tammy?
23 points so far for Tammy.
And we're halfway through the 3rd quarter.
There you see on the replay. And she was fouled and will get a chance to make a third point on the play. 46-10, Phoebus.
Tim, I don't know if you noticed or not, but we have not seen an attempt by either team to shoot a 3-point shot tonight. And I know why the Phantoms don't, because their aggressively defense will turn over the ball and they'll get a lot of easy baskets that way. As you just see, they just got another turnover.
Tammy from the free throw line has 26. Double team by Reed, and she fouls Christy Taylor.
And that'll be a non-shooting foul.
Had some nice comments this week as we watched the replay. Some of the people I ran into this week were commenting. There you saw the foul as Reed reached in. Back to the live action. Same old tune. Phoebus with the steal, Reed with the shot. She's fouled, it doesn't go. And Christy Taylor will be charged with her 4th personal foul. Several of the fans I ran into said that they have enjoyed watching our games, and we will be covering this game, of course. We'll have the boys' game as a companion to this. And then next Friday night, the 3rd of February, we will travel to
Kecoughtan
High School for the game between
Phoebus and Kecoughtan. So
Should
we'll
be a
have
good
this Phoebus group again.
When do we get to see Hampton?
Well, the next 2 times we get to see Hampton. We'll both, in fact, those are 2 Tuesday games, Tim. We'll go up to Denby up at your end so that you don't have to travel so far. We've been doing that so take a little travel time. Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. You're going to have to travel to Hampton because both of them are going to be at Hampton High, my directors Sam Still told us. 40-point lead.
3 points for Nikki Reed tonight, all of them coming from the free throw line. 50-10. Stolen again, 3-0. Tammy Boggs will put it in left-handed. 28 points for Miss Boggs. Running out of room on my score sheet.
Start giving her points to somebody else.
Gwen Staples forces the shot up. Tammy Boggs on the break. She's loose again. Nikki Reed finds her.
And that aggressive defense and going after the loose ball is what's turned this game into a rout at this point, Tim.
Start a new column here. 30 points for Tammy. Almost stolen by Reed. It is stolen by Johnson. She finds Reed on the receiving end, and then Reed, in her efforts to locate the rim, took her eye off the ball.
And
Bethel
we're going to have a timeout called by the Phantoms, Tim.
Bethel coming in with wholesale substitutions. Bethel still has not scored here in the second half. I can't attribute it to a great deal of defense by Phoebus, other than the fact they keep stealing the ball. But I mean, Bethel's had golden opportunities to shoot. They just haven't been able to find the
Here
range.
we can see that last play, Tim, and Nikki Lees let the ball bounce and trying to locate the rim, like you said, to find out where she was on the floor, and just took her eye off the ball. What's happened here is the defense have got the Bruins so rattled that when they are shooting, Tim, they have shot air ball at least 2 or 3 times, and they have not in any offensive pattern, and they just, you can see that nothing is going right for them, and they really, this defense that the Phantoms are doing is causing all that.
Tim?
Yes, AJ.
Maybe at the third quarter we got the Phoebus Phantom superfan up here we might want to talk to.
All right. You got Don Smith up there. We'll be glad to talk with him at third quarter break.
That break will be coming in 2 minutes and 38 seconds of playing time. Bethel still looking for their first points of the second half. And they won't get it now as Phoebus again steals the inbounds pass. Some new jerseys in there for Phoebus. And I'll pick this up as quickly as I can. Tanya Brooks, number 23, is one of the new faces. Number 22 is also new. Keisha Reese, she played earlier in the ballgame.
Number 11, Tim. Was she in earlier? Lucretia Williams?
Nope, she hasn't been in either, so she's in there. I think Nikki Reed is the only starter still in there. And Miyoshi Stith gets a bucket. That's 6 points for Stith, and that is the first basket of the second half for the Lady Bruins. Put the rebound up, it's too strong. Phoebus controls, and then we got a double dribble. So what happened there, of course, was the Phoebus player stopped her dribble, then restarted it, and of course you can't do that. Off the foot of Taylor, stolen by Reed, then taken back by Incorminas of Bethel. It's getting a little ragged out there. Stith puts it up and in. So Stith with 2 baskets in a row, and it's 54-14. Stolen by the Bruins. Here comes Marlita Edwards. Edwards will drive it in all alone, and it's controlled by the Phantoms. We've got carrying the ball.
It has definitely gotten ragged out there, Tim.
Yeah, if it was rough to call before, you ought to see it now. And this is only the third quarter. We're playing 1:16 to go in the third. And Lucretia Williams will come out of the ball game.
There's a backcourt, and I was wondering if she caught it or not. Betty Lewis was right. Johnny on the spot, a good shot of Mike Talon. Here we can see the drive by Edwards on that last shot.
Double dribble.
She did it again, Tim, and she's not, evidently she doesn't think, she controls the ball by the dribble, catches it, and then you can't dribble it again.
There you see some of Lucretia Williams' frustration as she got that bullet. She dribbles like I do.
Number 30, Nicole Benjamin, just checks in.
And we got a pushing off foul. Good call on Rochelle Henderson, as in her efforts to get loose, she pushed away one of her Phoebus defenders.
But anyway, well, then I'll keep talking. they'll catch him in mid.
Even the officials are getting turned around here.
But there was a big smile on Betty Lewis's face. She realized she was going towards the wrong basket.
Broadcast booth the other night, Nikki Reed just got tripped and he called her for traveling. And I said, looked like a foul to me.
1:02 remaining here in the third. There you see Nikki Reed. And Nikki can't get the roll. She's had a tough time from the free throw line. She's made 3, but she's missed 5. She's 3 out of 8 from the free throw line.
But she's doing a lot of other things that are nice catch and put back up there by Nicole Benjamin. She's done a lot of other things, Tim. The assists that she has done, just been on a lot of things that you don't have on your statistics sheet there.
Another foul, this one charged to Phoebus. That one is on Chantel Pitt, number 33. Reed steals, shot's too strong. Chase it down, it goes out of bounds, last touch by Phoebus.
Nikki is, we've seen her play a lot last year, Tim, and she's sure shooting that ball a lot harder than she did last year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'd like to welcome you to Hampton.
Marlita Edwards, she puts it up, it doesn't go, and she travels.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask that you all rise and stand, please, while the Bethel Junior Army ROTC Color Guard presents our colors here tonight. Commander of the Color Guard for the Bethel Junior Army ROTC is First Sergeant Tony Davis.
From 13, shot doesn't go. Rebounded by Phoebus. Nikki is fouled, and I mean she was hammered by Rochelle Henderson.
And a lot of that has to do with frustration, Tim. I tell you that the Bethel girls have got to feel a lot of frustration out there. Haven't scored but 4 points this quarter, and the Phantoms have scored, I don't know how many points. What was it? Scored
25.
25, so that is frustration.
1-1 for Nikki Reed. She's got 3 points. And she's still stone cold from the free throw line. Yet another foul inside. This could be a real long fourth quarter. Keisha Reese called for the personal foul. At the free throw line is Christy Taylor looking for her first point of the night. And she's still looking for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, we'd like to congratulate both teams here this evening, the Mitchfield Monarchs and the Phoebus Phantoms. Both of these teams will be representing the Peninsula District and Eastern Region competition.
She got it that time, Tim. She put a lot of arc on that shot.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to give you the starting lineups for our two teams. First of all, at forward,
9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, 56-15. The Phantoms of Phoebus on their way to a 16th consecutive win. Athena Johnson now has 7 points, and the buzzer sounds ending the third quarter. Mercifully, I might add. A.G. Womble, who you got up there?
Tim, Bob, we have the Phoebus Phantom, what do you call, goes by Superfan. How'd you get that name, Don Smith?
Well, I think I got the name because I attend most of the football games and the basketball games, including the JV games, and I really enjoy it.
Don, we're up 58-15 at the third quarter. Your prediction on the outcome of this game?
Well, I'm a little nervous. We may not win by more than 50 or 60 points.
All right. You were in the Air Force, I think, flew fighter pilots in Vietnam, etc. And how'd you end up at Phoebus High School?
Well, I did want to be a high school math teacher, and so when I retired from the Air Force, went to ODU, got my math certificate, and lucky enough to be assigned to Phoebus High School.
What about this girls' team this season? How far do you think they're going, Don?
Well, we got a really good team. We got a good solid 5 to start with. We got some good backups, and I know we're going to take the district, and I hope we go all the way to the state and take the state championship.
You going to follow them all the way, Don?
Sure will.
Okay, Don Smith, back to you, Tim. Bye.
All right, AG, thank you very much. Thank you, Don. It's a joy to hear somebody who enjoys coming out and watch these games. And
it really does, Tim. And that was Jerry Gentry is the one that told me about Don Smith, and he said he's at every ball game, JVs, girls, boys. It makes no difference. He is a tremendous supporter of this unit.
You know, AG, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I was wondering, does Don have any children that have previously attended Phoebus, or does he have any relations at all that have gone to school here?
Tim, I'm having a little difficulty hearing you, but with regard to the players on the field, do you any ones in particular that you're following?
You talking about the basketball here?
Yeah, or football.
Oh gosh, and basketball. Well, just about all. Nikki Reed. I enjoy Nikki Reed a lot. Juanita Cook, Kool-Aid. And they're all really good bunch of players.
Tim, we were talking earlier, Don is a strong believer that the teachers should support the athletes, and he has a lot in his classes that are out here tonight and also on the football field.
Good point.
Well, it's good to hear because that is part of it, Tim. And if the teachers come out, then the students will, maybe they'll be more supportive.
Leading by example, Monica Hart with 6 points now. And the starters are back in for the Phantoms. Marlita Edwards, uncontested layup. That's 4 points for Edwards. And the ball stolen by Marlita. Christy Taylor will pump from 13. It's short. And it says last touch by Phoebus. I want to thank all the fine people here at Bethel High School for their usual full cooperation in our setting up and bringing these games to you tonight. Coach Kozlowski, the athletic director, foul underneath.
Yeah, Kaz had the table set up for us, the chairs for us, and everything but the hot dog.
Yeah, well, boy, you set me up for that one. 6:24 left here in the fourth quarter, 60-17. This game being played Friday night, January the 27th. From the den, there you see the replay, kind of a Statue of Liberty play there. Tammy Boggs left the ball for Nikki.
But look at how Nikki spots number 24 for the Phantoms wide open to Juanita Cook. And that's just excellent vision and perception of what the ball game is doing.
Free throw shooting continuing to be a cold spot for the Phantoms. Juanita Cook trying to drive through traffic there is fouled. This one will be charged to the Bethel Bruins, Rosalind Pitts. That's her fourth. Juanita Cook finally connects after missing a couple. She alone has 8 misses tonight. Make that 9. And a travel.
The Bruins just can't seem to get anything going or anything right.
There you see the replay. Juanita Cook there, you saw her trying to drive around one Bruin, then another Bruin stepped out and blocked her. That was Pitts who blocked her. Stolen by Cook. Reed to Johnson. Johnson puts it off the glass, or tries to put it off the glass, and misses everything.
She put it behind the backboard, Tim.
So play continues to be on the ragged side for both teams. Just out of curiosity, I don't want to dwell on the negative, but I just totaled up, Bob, the number of missed free throws for Phoebus tonight. They've missed more free throws than most teams get a chance to shoot. They missed 26 free throws tonight.
Oh, wow. That is, I'm sure that's unusual, and that's one thing that Mike will definitely get his team to work on. But that defense is what really turned this game into a rout. And we're having a wholesale substitution. In fact, looks like the entire starting unit except for Nikki is sitting down.
Tammy Boggs leads the game with 30 points unofficially. Athena Johnson at the free throw line. And she misses the front end. Aoshi Stith throws up a prayer, and she traveled before she did. Five and a half minutes to go. Shot goes up. It doesn't go. But we have yet another foul. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but this seems to be about the second longest game in the history of basketball.
The second longest in the history?
Well, you figure they missed 26 free throws. Watch the replay here. They've made 15, so they've made 51 or so attempts. And finally, one of the Bruins fouled out, Rosalind Pitts. 2 shots coming for Athena Johnson. You see the coaching staff continuing to coach in spite of a 50, let's see, what is it, 44-point deficit. Shot up, and what do we got? We got a jump ball, and the possession arrow is in favor of Phoebus. This is Nikki Reed. Reed got a nice pick on the baseline, and then
Tim, she is not following through on her shot. I've been trying to figure out what she's doing, but it looks like she's shooting and stopping halfway through, and the ball is coming up short just about every time. And it may be because the one shot she shot was extremely hard, and she's overcompensated for it, but I've seen her shoot. She's a much better shooter than what she has shown tonight.
Stepping to the free throw line, looking for her first point, Shavanka Chapman. You see Miss Chapman, number 14.
They lost twice to the Metro girls during the regular season. And I talked to Mike Talon at length, and of course he's not coming up with any excuses, but when the team shoots 17%.
She gets her first point of the night.
And in the second game they lost, he said they missed 17 foul shots the first half, and so things like that will really hurt. And he says both of them are both very competitive teams. Mansfield likes to run. They're very fast. They don't want to get a set offense. But the Mansfield girls camp, every one of them are coming back from last year. Every one of them played, so they've got years experience.
Nia Rose with the rebound. Kicks it back to Stith. Stith will put it in. 10 points for Miyoshi Stith. Nikki Reed puts it up, an air ball again. And it's last touched by the Phantoms.
I think she had a little help on that. She got a little push from the side that time that was not picked up.
And this is the #1, #2 team in the girls' district region.
Is that a fan that blew you a kiss?
You got it. You got it.
As long as Kaz doesn't blow me any kisses, we'll be okay.
That was Calvin Mansfield's wife, Diane Mansfield, who is a gym teacher over here at Bethel High School.
Does your wife know that the strange ladies blow kisses?
Oh, I tell you, yes. But I would tell you, don't tell Diane she's a strange lady. She lives up close to you, Tim, up in that Denver area. So.
Noelle Blank gets a bucket for the Phantoms. Greeted by a round of applause from her supporters here. Stith has it knocked away by Nikki Reed. It's a 2-on-1, back to Reed. Reed chases it down in the corner. 64-19 and a traveling call.
And we got 4 more gals coming in for the Bruins. I'm sorry, for the Phantoms.
You see the officials and the one with the mustache.
Mike Talon emptying his bench, getting everybody a chance to play. I might add he has substituted liberally throughout the ballgame.
Well, I talked to Mike Talon one day. Played Ferguson Mariners, and I think the Mariners didn't score but 7 or 8 points for the whole game. And I said, well, Tim, I said, Mike, it looks like you're trying to run up the score. He said, let me tell you, I have done everything I could. I have put everybody in. Told them they could not shoot until they passed the ball 9 times. I mean, he was doing everything. Running offenses, running it 3 or 4 times before he shot. And they just so dominated that game. It was unreal.
3:27 to go. 64-19. Athena Johnson still hustling with the team up by 45 points.
If we do get him and he comes over here, Tim, he'll be here just for the first half. Of course, he's got to go get ready to get himself set up to do a good game. But Paul does a good job, an excellent official. We're very fortunate to have that caliber of man to come in and actually they don't make a lot of money doing this, and they catch a lot of harassment, especially
inside for Nia Rose, and she gets 2.
Turnaround jumper was right in there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'd like to welcome you to Hampton University's Holland Hall and the championships for the Peninsula District Tournament.
64-21. It was 14-7 at the quarter break, 31-10 at half, 58-15 after 3 quarters.
Commander of the color guard for the Bethel Junior Army ROTC is First Sergeant Tony Davis.
Phoebus inbounds. And it doesn't go but a foul.
And I tell you, Nicole Benjamin is, she's just she's a senior. She's 5'11 and a half and has not played a whole lot. She's a center forward, but you get that ball in underneath the basket to her. She knows how to play with her back to the basket, gets that ball, turns right around, and is putting it up.
There you see the scoreboard and the time remaining. And Nicole Benjamin now has 3. Watch the replay. So Nicole is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Stolen by the Phantoms. And she carried the ball.
Well, I don't know if that was a carry or not, Tim. You can bounce the ball high. If your hand remains on top of it, you're okay.
I started to say that, and I've always wondered about that myself.
Doesn't mean you bounce the ball high that you're carrying the ball.
as touched by the Phantoms.
Well, there is a lot of contact going on underneath that basket. On those foul on those rebounds, Tim.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, we'd like to congratulate both teams here this evening. The Richfield Monarchs and the Phoebus Phantoms. Both of these teams.
Jump ball, arrow possession belongs to Bethel.
Eastern Region competition. This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to give you the starting lineups for our two teams. First of all, at forward, a 5'8" junior for the Lady Phantoms. Number 15.
We've got a foul away from the ball.
At forward, a 5'6" junior.
I didn't catch who the foul was on, Tim.
They say it's on Patricia Russell, number 35. At the free throw line, Chantel Pitt. Chance to put her name in the scorebook. And she misses and will not get the bonus.
Looked like Mayoshi Stith was trying to do everything herself, Tim.
Traveling 2:09 remaining. 66-21.
We got another new one for the Phantoms, number 13. I'm going to let you pronounce that first name, Tim. Hargrove, and she's just a freshman.
I would imagine it's Janelle.
Sounds good to me.
I hope it is. I apologize if I mispronounced her first name. Janelle Hargrove. Stable's shot doesn't go. Lucretia Williams with the rebound for Phoebus. Inside of 2 minutes to go. You know, it probably seems insignificant to the average viewer, but this is important to a lot of these girls. They don't get a chance to play. They practice hard all week long with the team. They do their laps and they do their calisthenics and all the different drills, and they don't get a chance to play in a close game a lot of times because they're not first stringers.
That's correct.
So it gives these girls a chance to get some playing experience, and I think it's not only playing experience, but that's what these girls are out on the team to do, is get a chance to play.
Absolutely, contribute. That's what they want to do, and it looks like the Bruins are trying to call a timeout.
And they will, in fact, call a timeout with 1:46 remaining here in the ball game. And our hats off to Tammy Boggs for a tremendous ball game tonight. She unofficially left the game with 30 points. I'm not sure, having no records to go by, whether this is a record for her, a personal high for her.
I don't know whether it is not, Tim. We need to consider a player of the game.
That shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
No, I think you just mentioned
one of our easier picks of the year.
It sure was, and if we were to pick one for the Phantoms, for the Bruins, I'd have to go with Miyoshi Stith. She's the one that has been the most consistent for the Bruins tonight.
You're watching a replay of the play early. This is the play just before we came down the other end. This was the shot by Gwen Staples. Slow-mo Joe just keeping you kind of entertained while we're waiting for the live action to return. Want to thank our crew. Speaking of slow-mo Joe, that's Joe Lewis working the fine-tuning there on the instant replay. Our director for this game has been Dr. Sam Stills, I believe. Isn't that who's our director?
He's directing tonight, yes.
And we got some other camera people around here besides Sam Jr. We got Jerome, who's on one of the cameras, I think. I'm not sure where they are.
Angela is on a camera. We got Beverly.
There's Jerome.
Yeah, we got Beverly in the truck. I don't know how they're going to get a picture of Beverly.
There's
Angela.
Our other camera person, Angela.
And she is by far the best looking camera person we've got.
I can't argue that point. No question about that.
Even if Sam doesn't like her hair. And there's the good look of the back heads of
the
two
glare.
tremendous guys.
Glare enough to blind a person. Minute 24. And it's 1st and 10. Back come the Bethel Bruins. Christy Taylor puts it up. It doesn't go. And now it's battled for and finally controlled by Nia Rose. Underneath, Mayosi Stith can't get it to go in. And it's rough out there, to say the least. And we've got a traveling call as the officials kind of let them go there for a minute.
Yeah, they did. Run some time off that clock.
Please run some time off.
We got number 31 for the Phantoms coming in. Tim is a junior. Who's that, Nicole Blanc?
I believe that's Noel, actually.
Noel, okay. Well, we don't need to forget to mention the smallest man of the unit that we have working, Scotty Bowers.
What is Scotty doing during this game anyway?
I don't know.
Oh, he's doing the graphics.
He's doing the graphics. I
knew he was doing something. Dr. Sam wouldn't have him just sitting around. They're looking into the Phoebus huddle. Phoebus will continue their unbeaten ways as we watch a replay of the last scrum, I guess you might call it. Got a little rough out there. These girls play for blood.
It's like you said, they're sitting on the bench and only get to play when the game is pretty well out of reach by the other team, and they come in, they want to be doing some things. And you can see they're rebounding, they're fighting for the ball.
One minute remaining. 67-21. Phoebus, their season still unblemished. Joe Tucci had to go out in the hallway to get the ball. Christy Taylor's shot is no good, but we've got another whistle. Something we've had more than enough of during this game.
Well, Phoebus was in a zone that time, and Mansfield was way off on their outside shot.
Christy Taylor will go to the free throw line with 50 seconds remaining. Christy will get a second try.
Tim, after when the game's out, AG's going to try to get up with Mike Talon, talk with Mike and perhaps Tammy and Nikki.
Yeah, maybe AG can ask Tammy if this is in fact a career high. She has unofficially recorded by my tally 30 points on the night.
Both of these teams have pretty good followers.
Juanita Cook had 10 points tonight. Athena Johnson had 8. 6 points for Monica Hart. 4 for Nicole Benjamin. 3 points. Christy Taylor gets in the scoring column with a bucket. She's got 3 points. 33 seconds. Clock is moving.
And Noel Blanc hits a bucket. She set a mean pick, Tim. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see it.
That was an awesome thing. What a three-pointer, Tim.
Was that on number 10? Was that Gwen Staples? 5 seconds to go, and a foul is called. Going to the free throw line will be Noel Blanc. French name like that, you wonder if she might be from France. I mean, Noel Blanc, you can't get much more French than that.
Yeah, that's true, Tim.
Don't mean to be the obvious.
Well, the obvious never did seem to escape you.
That's true. I mean, you wouldn't think she's German with a name like Noel Blanc. And she will get a second try as she has 4 points. Second shot coming. 4 seconds remaining in the ball game. And she, like her teammates, have a tough time from the free throw stripe. And she battles for the ball as the buzzer sounds. And mercifully, it's over. 69-26. The Lady Phantoms victorious for the 16th consecutive time this season. Both teams getting a chance to congratulate each other.
Yeah, we'll try to end up, see if AG's got, yeah, he's got Mike Talon over there at half court. So if the
AG, I don't know if you got a chance to hear me or not. I was curious about Tammy's 30 points, whether or not that was a personal high for her. AG, go ahead.
All right, Tim, Bob, we do have the victorious coach here, Mike Talon. Mike, 69-26, have to be pleased.
We missed 30 free throws, AG.
That's not good.
We missed 30 free throws. That's got to be a state record. Third quarter, they came out and were our old selves. The first half, we just, I don't know, we've been flat for the last 3 or 4 games. And
first 4 or 5 minutes, it was kind of sluggish.
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, and it's, you know, there's a lot of excuses we can use. We just haven't been playing hard. And
this young lady had about at least 30, I believe, Tim. 30 points. Is that an all-time high for you, Tammy?
Yeah, most definitely.
What was working well for you offensively?
Well, it was a fast break. You know, it was their passes to me.
Nikki, I think, contributed a lot of those assists tonight. Nikki, outstanding game from the assist standpoint. How far can this team go?
Excuse me?
How far can this team go? I'm sorry.
I think we'll be able to go all the way. We have a good team, I think.
Tammy scored about 30 tonight. Do you realize that?
Yes, she did real well. I'm pleased.
You gave her about 15 or 20 assists.
I'm glad she did it.
What about this young lady here? Althena, great game. Your thoughts on the big win tonight?
Oh, well, I thought it would have been a better one if we would have played better, have more intensity.
You're having difficulty getting up for these games?
Yes, we are. Some of the games are kind of not easy, but, you know, the teams are not that hard to beat. So to get up on all the games is kind of hard because we have big wins most of the time.
All right, what about the district and the regionals coming up? Your thoughts about the Phantoms' chances?
Oh, I think we have a very good chance if we stay intense. We can go all the way.
Okay. All right, Coach, if you stay intense, you can go all the way. What are your thoughts on that?
if I do what?
If you stay intense.
Well, I'm always intense. They're the ones that have to be intense. I'm intense too much.
Now look, if this is the state finals and you miss 30 free throws, what's going to happen to this team?
We'd be in the bus going home. That's where we'd be.
Okay, Mike, great win, great season so far, and on Channel 29, we're going to be following you and these young ladies all the way.
I hope we don't disappoint anyone.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. All right, Tim, Bob.
Thank you, AG, and our congratulations again to Mike Talon and his talented young ladies of Phoebus High School, and our congratulations particularly to Tammy Boggs. Outstanding evening, 30 points unofficially, and bigger and better things to come for the Phoebus Phantoms.
Absolutely, Tim. And Mike says that, you know, he is intense. You look over that bench, he stays intense all the time. But what he was talking about is he wants his team to go out there and play like they did the beginning of that third quarter, the whole ball game. Because you can't play a good team sloppy like he did that first half and come out with a win, and he knows that, and he wants to get this ingrained into the girls.
And you can't miss 30 free throws either.
No,
and I didn't want to belabor that point because it was a negative in a very positive game for Phoebus.
It really
but you
was.
can't miss 30 free throws.
But that's what you had mentioned, how many free throws they were missing, and he said he thinks that's a state record. Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it from the Den. The Bethel Bruins fall to 3-9, 4-11. The Phoebus Phantoms improved their record to 11-0, 16-0 overall. For A.G. Womble and Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good evening.
Well, it was either a block, a charge, or a travel, Tim. It was one of those three things, and there was no whistle blown. I guess each of them thought the other was going to do something.
Tammy Boggs stepped